Here's our geographic location. We are located in Central America. Panama borders the Caribbean and the Pacific Ocean, the east with Colombia, and the south with Costa Rica. Panama is the link between Central and South America, and the isthmus for only 55 miles and its narrowest point. Here's a map of our country. Our social and political makeup. The government is a constitutional democracy. Our official language is the Spanish. However, a lot of people in Panama speaks English. There is freedom of religion. Catholic is the most popular in Panama. The population of 3.3 million is mostly Latin American with native and Afro-Caribbean minorities. We have 9 provinces and 5 native districts which are ready to share their culture. Thousands of Europeans, Africans, and Asian citizens who work in the construction of the Panama Canal have made Panama a rainbow of races. Our identity. Panama is rich with cultural contrasts and variety of atmospheres, diverse and unique in history and geographic position, and forms a colorful fabric of mixed customs, traditions, and ethnicities. Historically, Panama has formed part of South America when it was one part of Colombia. And culturally speaking, Panama is largely Caribbean in its origins due to its tropical climate, the Caribbean Sea with borders in the north, and because of the ethnic, gastronomic, and musical roots. Okay, our climate, it's very nice because we have 2 seasons. We have the rainy seasons and the summer season. Actually, at this moment, we are in the summer season, which means that it's very sunny, very windy, very nice. And in the winter time, it rains a little bit, but it could rain mostly by 2 hours, and that's it. Nothing else happens. So that means that if you go as a tourist, you can do all the activities that you like to with no problem. Well, the temperature range from 80 degrees to 90 degrees. Okay, we have, right now, we are on the Biodiversity Museum is under construction. This is a very popular place that we're going to have in Panama, and it's a museum that is being designed by Frank Gehry, and it's going to be opening in 2013. I think it's in the summertime, and it's a very unique place, and it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be one of the favorite places to go in Panama. Right here you have some of the pictures of the construction. Well, actually it's even more, it's in advance right now. It's not like this at this moment. Okay, the economic growth, because of our ideal geographical position in the world, we have a monetary stability of the country for more than a century. We actually use the dollar, the US dollar. We also have our currency, which is called Balboa. And we have new tax reforms and introduction of new investment policies and laws to include special incentives while improving safety, logistic, and security measures. Panama has emerged as one of the top financial banking centers in Latin America, with over 70 general and international licensed banks, and serve as the regional headquarters for 60 multinational corporations. Well, to give you some examples of Fitch Ratings, Standard & Poor's and Moody's moved Panama sovereign rating to investment grade in 2010, and with Fitch and Standard & Poor's upgrading their ratings again in 2011 from stable to positive. Okay. Panama unemployment is at 4.5%, one of the lowest in Latin America.
And it's also, the economy grew by 10.4%, which is also pretty astounding within the region. And also considering the current economic climate. We're quite proud.
Okay, here we have some very, very important statistics for our country. We had an increase of 60.1% of tourist visitors in 2011. As I told you before, we reached 2 million tourists in the country. We have a gross domestic product in 2011 of jobs over 10%. Okay, we are very easy to reach in Panama. We have direct flights on Copa Airlines, which is our national airline that flies in Latin America, all Latin America. We also have flights on Continental, Delta, American, TACA Airlines. KLM has direct flights from Amsterdam, Iberia from Spain. Well, we have those two direct flights, among others. By sea, you can also disembark in both Pacific and Caribbean ports. You can also drive down to the Pan American Highway through all Central America. Okay, here we have a graphic about Panama's aerial connectivity, which tells us that we are in one of the highest number of connections to international destinations and represents 21% of the total aerial traffic in all the Americas. Actually, we have a hub, we call it Hub of the Americas. We have all kinds of connections in the airport, and we're going to be looking at some pictures of the expansion also, which is very important. And right here you can see Panama in the red square. Okay, here are some of the logos of the airlines I just told you. KLM, United, Copa Airlines, American Airlines, Avianca, Condor actually from Germany. It's flying once a week directly from here. We are trying to do some kind of agreements. We are here at the ITB Fair show, and we're trying to get more flights, more direct flights to Panama. Okay, here, this is one of our promotions. We love promotions in Panama, and we are really trying hard to get people into our country, tourists, and that's why we are doing different things. In 2011, we launched the stopover promotion with Copa Airlines, which is our national airline, and it consists of if you go to Panama, you can stay a few more days if you wish to. If you're going into business, let's say for example, you can stay a few more days to make some tourist flight there, and you won't have to pay anything. That's basically, it's a promotion that serves in Latin America, but it's good for you to know that we do some strategic promotions there. I'm sorry, Laura.
I was just going to say that's part of our marketing goals, is to make more alliances with the private sector, and that includes airlines, to try and increase tourism in Panama.
Yes, and what is important here is that the person, when makes the reservation at the airline, they have to tell the agent that he's interested in staying a few days in Panama. Okay, this is a very important promotion we have. It's a medical insurance. I'm quite sure, Laura, that we are the only country probably in the world that has a free insurance for emergency covered by 30 days. Once let's say if you go to Panama, you are covered for 30 days for any emergency that you might have in Panama. Things happen. We all know that. We don't want anyone to have an inconvenience in our country, but things happen. So we offer these for 30 days, covers hospitalization as a consequence of injuries during an accident or as a result of an illness. We are covered by a very, very important insurance company, which is Generali. It's an Italian company, so it's worldwide recognized. And this is very important for all the tourists to know. We are promoting in every single show we have around the world. Okay, here you have a picture of the aerial connectivity that we have. You see the lines that we have to Amsterdam, Madrid, and in Latin America we cover almost every single country. Okay, we are developing some projects in Panama as of right now. Just to give you some examples of those projects, we have a $5.25 billion Panama Canal expansion project. I think this is the most important at this moment. We're going to see a picture in the next slides, so where you can see how and where the expansion is taking place at this moment. We also have a $10 billion mixed real estate project in Panama Pacifico, which we had an US-based
military. Yeah, it was a former military base when the U.S. occupied Panama for the control of the Panama Canal. And so when they turned it over in December 31st, 1999, the Panama government took it over and has since then developed it in conjunction with London-based corporation. So it's actually a government and private sector agreement, and it's quite an impressive site. We're doing it's not just real estate, but also corporate investments and developments. A lot of our the regional headquarters that we mentioned earlier of several corporations are actually starting to base themselves there. So it's quite impressive.
Yes.
And yeah, right.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
There was, excuse me.
Oh, just to let you know, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you at the beginning. If you have any questions in the meantime we are doing the presentation, please feel free to make the question, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, Doctora Vallarino, for your output. Okay, we also have a multi-billion-dollar metro public transportation, which is a very modern system we have right now in the country. We previously we had some kind of transportation which were very authentic in the country. They were very colorful and people likes them a lot. But now we are moderning our transportation, and we have a much better side of the country. Okay, we also have a $100 million expansion work on the Tocumen International Airport. Since, as you have seen, we have so many flights going into Panama, and we really need the infrastructure to have more airplanes coming into our terminal. So here you have the picture of the expansion. We have different hubs. I think we have 6 bank hubs right now, and all the gates are totally full at certain times during the day. So we even had to increase our bank hubs. And well, here we have the northern concourse. We'll have 12 boarding gates and 20 commercial spaces along the 700-meter length. Altogether, there are 25 square meters of new construction in this new area. Tocumen International Airport was voted one of the best airports in Latin America, according to the Latin Trade magazine. This is what was a recent mention we had about the airport. Okay, we have also recently approved free trade agreements with the United States and several other countries in the region. Not only are investments growing in Panama, but international conferences and tourism interest has suddenly shot up in popularity due to Panama's exotic and cost-effective appeal. Well, in fact, the Economic Intelligence Unit's Global Livability Report for 2011-2012 ranked Panama as one of the top 5 most affordable cities in the world. You can see here we have a lot of statistics since 2011, very important facts that we have about our country. Okay, we also have the largest convention center in the region, and actually we're planning to construct a new one, a very modern convention center, which will allow us to have a lot of Congress in Panama. Okay, here we have also a promotion. Okay, we give the convention center is called the Atlapa Convention Center, and what we do is that we offers the Atlapa free and includes complimentary airfare, accommodations for 3 speakers, for conference. It depends if you reserve 500 hotel rooms per night for a minimum of 3 nights in Panama City. But if you don't have that amount of rooms, we can also offer you, let's say, a welcome party or our dancers. I mean, we have some kind of incentive in order for you to make the conventions in Panama. Okay, as I told you, we are going to have a new convention center, okay, that will fit. This is the actual convention center, actually. This is the picture of the actual. But we're going to have a bigger one, and I'm sure it's going to be very, very nice. Okay, shopping and commerce. We have a global commerce center with modern infrastructure, one of the largest duty-free zones in the world in the Colón area in the Atlantic coast. Shops are very taste and budget, are available throughout the capital, including many international recognized brands and high and desirable boutiques. We actually have like 4 or 5 shopping malls with a lot of recognized brands in Panama. I could mention some of them. We have Carolina Herrera, we have Emerick,
Louis Vuitton, Chanel, numerous different brands. Just to add one more point, the Cologne duty-free zone is actually the second largest in the world, second only to Hong Kong. So it's rather impressive. A lot of people come from around the world to shop in Panama because regionally, as we mentioned earlier, it's not only one of the most affordable cities in the world and more than any other city in Latin America, but it's also great for shopping. So that is a huge drive for tourism in our country.
Yes, yes. We really promote shopping basically in Latin America, but as Laura just told us, there's a lot of people from Asia who goes to Panama and do all the transactions over there. People from South America too. So this is very important for you also to know. Okay. We have a different kind of change in Panama regarding hotels, but it's also very important for you to know that we're going to be having new hotels, which are very famous all over the world, and some of them are we're going to have the first Waldorf Astoria in Latin America. We actually have the Trump Ocean Club, which opened in 2011. We are going to have the Hilton, the Hyatt. Rio was recently opened last year, NH Hotel, among others. We hope that by the end of 2012, we estimate that there will be a total of 15,000 rooms available in the country. And these are some of their logos. Oh, the Hard Rock Cafe, I forgot to mention. The Hard Rock Hotel is going to be opening soon, too. Okay, here are more logos of all the hotel chains we have. Okay, now we're going to be talking about branding. It was really important for us to tell you a little bit about our country so we understand how we get to the branding. Actually, at this moment, we are developing our branding, but to get into that point, we have to go through a big process. I mean, we have to make studies. Basically, we made some studies in Latin America and Europe in order to see what people likes, what each region likes. And there are different things we have to study first and go through in order to ending with a branding. We're almost there, okay? Actually, at this moment, I cannot reveal that name, that branding, but we are very close, and I'm very sure you will be knowing it soon. Usually, we will talk about Panama. People associate it with the Panama Canal. I mean, that's like our, how do you say, Laura? Nuestra identidad, el canal de Panama.
Yeah, it's certainly part of our identity, but we want to move kind of away from that because there's a lot more to offer at the table in Panama.
Yes, yes. And we believe that it is time to move the stigma that we're having when we are more than demonstrating a connection of means of support for maritime communication. We laid the groundwork for the development of a modern logo, simple, allowing us to collaborate with the guidelines. Well, here we have the logo. We have the butterfly. Well, it's not in this slide, but at the beginning of the presentation, we showed the butterfly, which is kind of an icon in Panama. We have a lot of butterflies, and it is very colorful because we have a lot of color, per se, in Panama.
Also, sorry, just to add, the word Panama, actually, that's in the second slide.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's it. Oh, you can go ahead, Laura.
Okay, well, yeah, essentially the word Panama is indigenous word meaning abundance of butterflies, also abundance of fish and nature. In Panama, we certainly are very blessed to have really impressive biodiversity. So in light of that, we really wanted to show that, really have that as a representation of our image, our country. So that's why we use the butterfly. Okay,
thank you, Laura. Okay, the new marketing campaign includes arts, videos, new social media, Facebook, Twitter, maps, and GPS for navigation, and a digital library. We have a lot of pictures at this moment that shows the nature, the city, and everything about the country. We have different allegiances with the public and private sectors. For example, we have the Central America Tourism Agency, CATA, which is in Spain. We have the hotel private sector, which is called APATEL. We have tour guides, tour operators, and travel agency. And we also work very close with the public sector, especially with the police, for increased security in the country. Okay, here we just wanted to show you one of the designs we are making for all the editorials or prints, let's say billboards or whatever action we will be making about marketing. And just to show you, this is part of the branding, okay? We have the butterfly. Do you see? It is very, very colorful, okay? We have visitpanama.com at your left, and there in that space is gonna be the brand,
the logo.
Okay, yeah. Once the brand gets out and we can communicate to all of you that we have that brand, it will be posted where it says visitpanama.com. Okay, you can see also the black background. Sometimes people don't like much black, but we found out that it's a color that has any change. I mean, it's challenging, but it works perfectly with the butterfly. And you see the lines, the color lines at the border of each picture. That's also, this is like the look and feel of our brand. That is how it's going to be. As you see the picture at the top, it has to be with nature, and we make some kind of combination at the bottom with something which is probably similar to that product upstairs. And we have our Embera Indians. They are situated in the Chagres and in Gatun, Lago Gatun. Those are different regions where we have our indigenous people. And the Emberas, I just want to make like a stop here just to tell you. They keep their culture, their authenticity, and they just wear clothes like that in their community. They have tourism sustainable, so they work for the tourists. They receive all the people, all the tourists in their community, and they dance, they cook, and let me tell you, they cook very, very good. So that's how we want to make the look and feel. Okay, we have different products in Panama. We didn't go through each one because we know this is about branding, but it is very important for you to know that we have different products. We have adventures, we have city, we have nature, we have the canal, convention center, and we try to make a mix of one of the products in order to take out our brand. Okay, this is our web page, actually our landing page. As you can see, we keep the look and feel that I just showed you in the film before. The black background, the butterfly. In this case, we have a stamp, which is perfectly well used. We can use either the stamp or the butterfly. We have also to make sure that we take in consideration each country's language. For example, there are some places where we cannot put the accent in the A, and there are some where we can. So we have to be very careful about that. We have the web page in 3 languages as of right now. We have it in English, Portuguese, and Spanish. Hopefully, we're going to be moving forward to another languages. And as you can see, we have different pictures, we have different sections about Panama, what to do, where to go, Panama and me, and events. And I really invite you to go into the webpage, which is www.visitpanama.com, and you will see a lot of more information. Right now, I just brought up a briefly presentation for you to know. Okay, here's the webpage.
Yeah, just to add to that, we also have Facebook, Twitter, social media accounts, so that goes hand in hand with our whole marketing agenda. We work with PR agencies around the world to really help us deliver this message around the world. And for example, our website is only in 3 languages, but with these PR companies, they send out information in all the different languages around the world. So we want to really make sure that our identity gets translated properly.
Yes, yes, it is very important. We have a public relation agency here in Europe, which covers different countries. We cover France, Italy, Germany, Holland, I'm missing one, London. So that helps a lot because they know exactly what the market is. I mean, what you like, what is the preference. So that helps us, you know, in this moment that we need to develop the brand. Okay, we also have, we are working actually in a quality assurance and certification program, which is very, very close to the branding process. We have tourist benefits of choosing certified tourism services. We want to guarantee an international standard of service. We want the official government assurance of quality and stamp of approval, aiding in tourist sense of security. We have confidence in the professional disposition of the tourism service being offered. We also have benefits for becoming certified. Actually, we're working on the hotels, tour guides, and travel agencies, and we really want improvement in the professional capacity of employees, incorporation of improvement in the service sector to adapt to the evolving needs of clients. We have to develop employees better inter-staff, communicating and improved work environment, and we have to make a differentiation among competition. Okay, according to the Human Development and Security Report from 2009 and 2010, the UN Development Program of Central America established Panama is one of the 3 most secure countries in the region because of the following: low rates of homicides, low incidence of criminal offenses, and Panama's rate of human development are favorable among other aspects. So this is also very important. I mean, we don't want to focus in security the whole presentation, but it is very important that you know that we are one of the 3 most secure places in Latin America. Okay, here we have the Panama Canal, and we would like to show you a video which is part of our marketing plan. Okay, we developed 5 videos in Panama to show worldwide. So we would like really to for you to take a look at them.
Journey into the land that brought the world together with one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements, the Panama Canal. Be ready to experience this magnificent creation. Discover the story behind it. And witness history in the making with its expansion. See why critics call it a one-of-a-kind experience. Panama. With over 80 direct flights, Panama is where the world meets.
Remember I told you about the expansion of the canal? I think this is the best way to show you how it is right now. It has an advance of almost 40%, and it is supposed to be ready for 2014 when the canal is celebrating 100 years of inauguration. So that's going to be a big, big event in Panama. Doctora, you have to stay in Panama by those days, okay? You have to go for that big event in Panama. Oops. Oh, okay. Okay, just to tell you a little bit about the canal, we are approximately 4% of the world's commerce flows through the Panama Canal, injecting an estimated $3 billion annually into the country's economy. Panama also ships goods via train from ports of one coast to the other. We also have a visitor center, which is the country's most important and the most international recognized tourist landmark. The Panama Canal is also currently undergoing an expansion, as I already told you, and it's going to be opening in 2014. And what is the main purpose of this is to have the ships called Panamax, which are huge, are bigger than the ones that go through the canal at this moment. We want them to have the ability to go into the canal. So that's the main object of the expansion. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, here you can see part of that expansion in this picture. And the project itself has a $5.25 billion investment. And yes, we're going to be having celebrating the 100 years of the inauguration. Okay, here's a picture of the lock on the Pacific side, which has been expansion. Okay, as I told you about the Emerick, we have sustainable tourism also. We are focusing on sustainable tourism, investing in regional infrastructure to bring tourists to the many ecological and cultural attractions. We can also be found just outside the city, with 5 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, 7 indigenous communities, and an incredible biodiversity. Panama is a plethora of attraction of all types of interests. These are the products we are developing, as I already told you. We have the canal, the city, the history, indigenous culture, adventures. We have one a video for each one of these products, and they're very, very nice. I really invite you to go to the web page where we have all the commercials in there, so you can have a better taste of what we're talking about here. Okay, this is all about the presentation. As I told you, we are developing the brand right now, but those elements that I just showed you here are very, very important in the decision making for that brand. We are going to be having the brand very soon, I'm very sure. But yes, this is what we are doing right now, what we are working on it, all the marketing plan. We are trying to be very aggressive with it, and that's what we have.